There we go. All right, I'm gonna stream. I want to work on some 3D animation stuff with OpenSCAD and Clojure. To be able to do stuff like this with more advanced shapes would be really cool. And yeah, that's the plan for the day. And that's all I've got to say, really. Let's get this text size back to normal. Oops, there we go. And let's just get things going. There we go. So one of the things I just started playing with here, if I go into this editor here, I made a color scheme that I call green screen, where the background is exactly 0 red, 255 green, and 0 blue. So it's the perfect, it's a pure green screen color. And the reason I have that is to make every frame that I export for an animation possible to do an easy chroma key. So I can show, so this is made using that technique, and I can turn it off and make a little output to show the difference. So I'm going to lower this frame rate and make it a 2-second animation so that it's nice and short, so it compiles quickly. I also, while I'm at it, I may as well make this compile a little smaller like that. And I will comment out the chroma stuff. So if I animate that, there we go. Now I have to refresh this. Oh, that's not good. Something happened. Let's try that again. I'm surprised that it corrupted it like that. It maybe, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but let's try it one more time. Huh. Well, that's just strange to me, to be honest. Let's do one of these little I wonder if the frame rate and duration need to be a little different here. Let's do something like that. Let's try that. What? That's a little weird. Something's going wrong. Let's fix it. confused as to why it's causing a corrupt file, because I had things working just before my stream here, so that's a little baffling. It might be... I don't know what it might be. I have no idea. I am confused by it. Okay, so let's see if... Okay, so that's working again. It looks like crap because, well, it just does. I wonder if I can do something like this, if that will work. It's not that big a deal because I don't need it to run without the chroma key anyway. Running it with the chroma is actually what I want to happen. Let's see. That's super weird, or that's surprising to me. I mean, let's change. Let's do that. It must be just something I've changed with. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it needs a maybe it requires a video filter to be there. I'm not sure. Hey, Mike. How's it going? It's going well with me. I hope you're doing well today. I'm playing around with some animation tools. So this, oh boy, it's an affront on the eyes a little bit, but this here is, I've set up a kind of workflow that lets me use FFmpeg to chroma key out the exact green color here, and I can make smooth looking animations, which is really nice. So that's fun to work on. Mike, you doing well? You got real busy with work yesterday. Made a lot of progress, which is nice. New video popped up on the YouTube feed, so you'll be checking that out tonight. Oh, cool. Thanks. That new video is a fascinating one for me because I used my video editing. Let me describe it a little more simply. It's a stream highlights one. So what I actually did was made a script that automatically downloads clips from my VODs, edits them, and puts titles on them and all of that. So it's pretty much entirely automated, that whole video edit, except for a little bit of intro, a little bit of post. But it's really cool that it worked at all. So it'll be another little tool in the video tool belt for other stream highlight videos in the future. I think stream highlights, they're fun videos to do, but they're not like original content, right? So probably the total desire of people to view it is a little lower. So I don't want to spend tons and tons of time editing them together. If I can have a script that does it just automatically, then I'm good to go. So that video is the first attempt at doing exactly that. So I'm really proud of the script I wrote for it. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. Check it out if you're interested. And today, like I said, just working with OpenSCAD and an animating pipeline with that. So feeling pretty good about my little video tooling is improving, which is really cool. It's a lot of fun to work on that stuff. Right, so while that's... Let me rerun this animation so that it's not this ugly green screen thing, and I'll show the output of that. It should be a little nicer. Let's try one of these things. If I color, I'm gonna color this with that. Let's bump this frame rate up to 16 just so we've got something a little bit more cool to show. Chroma key 00FF00 is exactly what I need. Okay, so let's run that animate. It shouldn't take too long, but it should look a lot nicer than this. But also, Mike, by the way, glad to hear that you made a lot of progress at work. That's always a great feeling when you kind of when the rubber hits the road and you work really hard, but you make steady progress. Love that feeling. So glad that's working out for you. I'm trying to, as I keep making YouTube videos and stuff like that, I'm trying to see what sort of things people respond well to in videos while still doing things that I want to do. And because a fear of mine is that all of the videos that are the most likely to be viewed are the ones that I am least excited to make. I don't want to lose that excitement factor in my videos, right? But so far things have been going super well, and I'm really excited about that. Makes me very happy. Oh, looks like the video is created, so let's try that. Okay, so it's still a little, you can see around the corners of this, it's kind of gross looking. Also, this isn't what I think I messed something up here. I wanted to do a different animation this time. And let's do, this is 0.7 line thickness there. Also, just for kicks, let's do a different line color. Let's do a totally white line like that. Let's see if that looks any better once it's done. Definitely a tough line to walk between making videos you like and videos that people like to consume. It's great when they coincide, but it's not always the case. Yeah, even with just my early start on my channel, I noticed that a little bit. Some of the videos where I totally loved making, like the little project, not as much of a response as I would have thought. So that's gonna be interesting. I'm not too worried about it. I think Clojure and programming in general it's gonna stay a bit of a niche thing. So I can kind of do a lot of different things and still get about similar levels of interest. So I'm not too worried about it, but I do want to pay attention to that sort of thing. Okay, so this is close to the kind of effect I might want sometimes. I don't know if I like how it looks, to be honest. There's a few subtle problems with this kind of thing. So let me show what's happening here first, by the way. The whole idea for I don't necessarily want it for every type of 3D thing I do, but one of the types I want is basically just 3D line work. So what I have here is a little line function that actually draws a cylinder from point A to point B. So it makes 3D lines in the space. The idea is to make wrappers over some of the primitive shapes to be able to draw the outlines of it right into the 3D shape. So like, excuse me, so right here, for example. Then, if you make the color of all of the objects the same as the green screen color, it has the effect of drawing only lines but eliminating hidden lines. So that's pretty cool to me. I hope that makes a bit of sense. clever way of making it appear solid. Yeah, it effectively is solid, right? It's just I just chroma away all of the stuff that I want to be hidden, as it were. The whole reason for doing this is I want to be able to have these kind of uh like I feel like I can use these transparent video animations either over top of my streams live and or to make cool effects in videos. So that's kind of the motivation, and I'm just exploring different ideas related to that. I'm not coming up with anything definitive or airtight, but I think it's pretty neat. One thing that would be super cool, and maybe I can do this today, is taking SVG outlines, pulling that into the 3D, and kind of morphing it in 3D. I don't know. Before I get ahead of myself, if you look... Oh, it doesn't zoom the way I wanted it to. It doesn't zoom in further than that. Well, anyway, if you look along the edges of these lines here, you still see some of the green in the green screen there. It's not as crisp as I would have hoped. So I wonder if there's different ways, or I wonder, there must be ways to counteract that kind of issue. Gotta think about that for a minute. So here, this particular cube, this color, by the way, it's not, you might think it would have to be 255 to max out the green, but it normalizes it between 0 and 1. So if I wanted to do it with normal RGB values, I would have to wrap it like this. It would be your number divided by 255 so that it's a decimal value. So if n, right, if you get that off of the web, 255, obviously that ends up being 1. Anyway, but 1 is right there. So this is 0 red, 1 green, 0 blue, 1 alpha. So if I do 0, it's fully transparent and you can't see it at all. 1 is fully opaque. But in the case of this, it means, since I'm chroma keying that out, it does mean it means it will be see-through in the final animation result. But the issues around that are the green remainder around here. So I want to see if I could change that up somehow. I can also, since I'm using FFmpeg here to compile the frames, I can use FFmpeg to kind of post-process a little bit as well. So I could monochrome this and then apply a color filter after, so that so I can get the line color to be closer to what I want. I want as little post-processing as possible though, so here's one idea. I'm gonna try it. So if I make the line color black, I could use an FFmpeg invert. This is not what I expected. Oh, wait a minute, let me do this. These are all audio things. I want video inversion, image inversion stuff. I'm sure there's stuff here. Oops. I'm constantly amazed at what all exists inside FFmpeg. It's an astonishing program. Invert colors, please. Colors. Let's see. There's probably something. Negate. I wonder if this is gonna work. We'll see. I can actually test that. I could just do ffmpeg input cube. Wait a minute. I have to do -v codec libvpx-vp9 input cube.webm, and then video filter negate, and then cube2.webm, unknown decoder, typo. There we go. This libvpx vp9 thing here is necessary to keep the transparency, like the alpha values, in a WebM. I'm just using WebM because it's an easy enough container to play around with and make sure things are properly transparent. The nice thing is you can use it and composite. Using FFmpeg, you can composite transparent WebM over a normal video and turn it into an MP4 or MOV file, and then you get the nice transparency layers over top of it, no problem. You just have to maintain the alpha up until the last composite step, when you can turn it back into a normal video. Cube. And cube 2 should be the inverse of this. Ooh, that looks weird. That's cool, but not what I wanted or what I expected. So let's mess around with this a little more. Let's see what's up. I'm sure. Let's go and get a black line thing. So let's actually bump the frame rate up to 30. I can be a little bit patient. Let's do all this like this. Let's just redefine everything. And then let's animate the cube again. Animate cube anim. Wait for that to compile. It'll overwrite cube, and then we can negate that and see if it gives us black, or pardon me, it'll have black lines by default. Let's see if it'll give us white lines. A little convoluted maybe, but it's just playing around. I should have like a second thing to work on while this animation is going. Actually, I could do that. What I could do is, well, how do I want to do this? Let's go, oh, well, that's done. So this is cube 2, this is cube 1. Well, Well, I have to solve another problem first. See this? Coloring problems with the chroma here. I have to go back to FFmpeg chroma and read about. Oh, there's a monochrome filter too. Let's not get ahead of my chroma. What's the name of the filter again? Is it chroma key? Yes, it is. Chroma key. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Zero blend makes pixels either fully transparent or not transparent at all. I think the similarity is kind of the thing I want to tweak here. So let's do this. 25% similarity is quite a bit, and that's still not enough. Let's just step this up by 5% and mess around with that and see what results I get. So I'm just tweaking the chroma key settings a little bit here to try and eliminate this problem here. Now this comes up because OpenSCAD is generating the render, and it has some built-in lighting, and the lighting causes light and shadow on different faces. So there's no easy way to control the lighting, but you can see it right here. This face here is significantly darker, so you got to kind of rotate things around to get a more even lighting. Which, speaking of, maybe that's a way to solve this as well, is to, oops, that's not what I meant to do. It's rendering. That might take a long time. Let's stop the render. Uh-oh. Oops. Whoops. Whoops-a-dips-a-dips. It's thinking about rendering. It's taking its own sweet time. Oh, that's even worse. Yeah, right here, you see, you're getting into... I do kind of want to leave this blend like that. Let's bump this to 35. Let's get going with that anyway. This I might have frozen? No, it's still not frozen, but it's certainly not rendering. Preview, please. Oh no. Well, let's solve that problem by closing the program. Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with it. All right, let's open cube.scad. There we go. That's something. So one of the reasons it took so long to render is these lines here are rendered by, like, those are cylinders and spheres, so they have tons of facets, tons of edges and lines and stuff like that. It really slows down. It really slows down a complete render. It takes a long time to calculate all of that. This is what I meant to do. You see how those are all gray? That's because there's just so many edges that make up those polygons. So for compiling an animation, oh, see that? That's tons. That's definitely too much. So if I refresh that, cut it in half, it's still quite a bit, but you know, it gets better. Anyway, for compiling an animation, I don't intend to do it in real time, so having a high facet count can make things that look really nice on the output. But for live previews like this, it just is going to take way too long, so turn up some of those numbers down a bit makes more sense. So even that looks pretty nice. And so now if I run a render now, it should go a bit faster. Although maybe I spoke too soon. It's entirely possible. I also don't know what colors it'll have when it does that full proper render. Technically, for what I'm doing, this is irrelevant anyway. The render button, what it's actually doing is rendering the final faces that will be exported to an STL file. So it's the thrown together preview is different than the final render, because the thrown together preview doesn't necessarily do checks for having watertight things and all of that. They're different rendering approaches, and the final render approach is what ultimately results in the STL file. But I'm not making STLs, I'm making images and then running it through FFmpeg. Oh, see, we're getting close-ish, but that's obviously not good enough. So we're between something like that. This render has taken a long time. I wonder if I should, once this completes, I have another idea for improving the lighting related issue, and it might be pretty simple. I might only have to rotate the camera position a little bit and go from there. I think that might be my solution, actually. So you want the cube to be transparent, but with edges hidden as if it was not transparent. Hi, Mac. I hope you're doing well, by the way. And the answer is yes, as one of the visual styles. So I'm just messing around with the 3D stuff that I was doing a bit yesterday. And this is only one of the styles I'm thinking of. Other styles are... so what I would call this is HLR, hidden lines removed, kind of like an isometric in a technical CAD drawing would have. There's other ones which are wireframe that I can easily render all of the lines, none of them hidden. And then there's another one which is lines plus shading. So the lines plus shading would look, once this thing finishes calculating here, you could see the lines, and then instead of being transparent, you would see the colors as well. What? This is, oh, that's a different test. Okay, so this is not clean enough for my needs, but it's getting closer to, like, it's close to what I want. What I'm gonna do is cancel this. I'm gonna close it and open it again. I ran out of patience. But yeah, in short, I want the cube to be transparent with edges hidden as if, yeah, that's exactly right. And it's just an aesthetic look I'm going for. It in my mind, it's related to like technical detailed drawings. I like the orthographic projection aesthetic of that sort of stuff. Kind of fits my engineering background and technical design work, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Loosely speaking, it makes sense to me. I just kind of like the aesthetic. Okay, so my idea is this. If I reset the view here, not sure if this will make any difference. So I can change the Z rotate like that, but you can see here the face gets really dark. Any face that's directly lined up with the camera gets this dark appearance to it. So what I'm wondering is if there's anything I can do about that. This might be more trouble than it's worth. Let's see. I can actually test what I'm thinking about for a minute here. If I rotate 0, 0, 20, F5, yeah, it's not going to make a difference. So what I was thinking about is if I adjust the default camera's orientation, then the lighting would be more favorable. But if I still am rotating the object around, you're gonna still run into the same problems. It's not gonna solve the lighting issue. Like here, for example, this face has become very dark. So that's not the solution. I think not. So here, if I rotate on X, yeah, it's the same kind of lighting issue along every axis. So back to the drawing board on that one, although it's not too bad, honestly. So I had this 25 was like I feel comfortable with how that looks for other situations. Let's do, wait, what did I just have it at? 31, right? Yeah. So 30 is not enough. 25. This can be used to pass exact YUV values as hexadecimal numbers. I wonder if I'm doing something wrong here. I wonder if this will work. Oh, I should have been doing this differently, to be honest. Well, that's running. I think it might fail. I don't know. We'll see. That's fine. Reduce chrominance noise. Yeah, see, the interesting thing about these kinds of problems is there's a few spots in the whole pipeline that you can start to tweak things, right? So I can tweak things in the OpenSCAD model directly. So by changing color values and positioning and stuff like that, I can change things in the FFmpeg part here, and I can technically, if I have the video output here, I could run it multiple times through, so I could do a series of different post processes with FFmpeg or whatever to finally get the result I want. Ideally, you want that whole pipeline as tight as possible so that it doesn't take a ton of time to build. But yeah, see, I think it didn't work. Yep, no video, it didn't end up producing it. That's okay. I don't think this was the right way to think about it anyway. Let's not worry about this right now. Let's make this a, well, no, let's get the animation in a working state and then just theory craft a few approaches here. I have another cool idea as well. And while this is running, I'm gonna get myself a bit of coffee and go to the washroom. I'll be right back. Got a bit of iced coffee this time. Very hipster. But it's tasty. I guess it's not completely iced coffee. I mean, it is. I let it cool, then I put ice cubes in it, so it's kind of normal coffee. Technically, iced coffee, you brew it cold entirely or whatever, but I'm not picky. This coffee's cold, and it has ice cubes in it, so it counts. All right. Right. What did I just do differently? Oh yeah, I got this working kind of again. Let's have a quick peek at SCAD. A little bit here. Oh, actually, no, never mind. I have a new idea. All right, enough of this. Let's go with let's try to dig up. I had this script here, PNG to SVG. Let's dig that up for a minute, make sure it's working okay, and then start cramming some of that logic into this thing, so I could get like a 3D rotate of a 2D drawing. So let's see if that makes any sense. So let's do I don't know why I'm taking so long to decide. Let's just do a new. Okay, so I drew a picture on my iPad. Oh, there. I'm gonna get that on my computer here and bring it through the tracer and all that stuff. That's the whole intent. Let's share it as a PNG, why don't we? Airdrop that bad boy. Okay. cleverly titled drawing.png. All right, how to do. Let's move from downloads drawing.png to here. So now we've got it in my scripts folder. We can work on that. Let's pause that. Let's not mess around with that. We'll leave this here. Okay. Okay, so now I want to try run this script again. Let me remember how this works. It might not work. Let's see. Nope. Okay, let's get that script going. Let's fix it up. Okay, local root, that's fine. All of this should more or less work. Let's see. Sorry, let's do this. Could not find. Yeah, that's fine. Let's get rid of the, wait, before I get rid of them, not sure if this will work, but that's okay. These scripts are getting messy. Gonna have to give them a thorough cleanup and document because I'm building more and more useful functionality in, but I'm not interfacing with it really nicely, so things are still kind of a pain to actually use effectively, which is obviously not that great. All right, so where did I I don't know where I thought this was from. That's not exactly helpful to me. I must have not I must have done this in a different spot and then tried to copy things over and just not done a thorough job. Let's see. Let's see what I can do here. Image to string of drawing.png. Oh, right. Well, let's do this. Okay, so we've got a full SVG string there. Nice. That's good. That's all nice. Now I'd like to get that brought in I want that turned into Hiccup data structures so that I can get to the path data directly. That's what I want to get. So to do that, I gotta remember where things are. I'm pretty sure I have I must have gotten rid of that functionality. Let's see, dev svg CLJ. I thought I had okay, it's related to this. So hawk.core is something that can read HTML strings and turn them back into Hiccup, but on the Babashka side of things, there's already tools to help with that sort of thing. And I forget what they are. Bootleg, I think it's called. Is it Bootleg? Yeah, it is. There's ways to use it in Babashka directly. All right, so let's do that. So what I need to do here is change up my depths a little bit. Let's just get rid of this. Class path overrides, let's also get rid of this. Oops, did I? Yeah, there. I'm pretty sure these aren't going to be helping me anyway. So let's get rid of those. The spec side of things, I need to work on all that anyway. So here, right, let's get something that will take this string and convert it into the Eden stuff like this. I can change the name of it, but there's all kinds of stuff I want to fix up here. You know what? Looking at this, I'm pretty sure I had started making this, but just never actually completed it at all. So let's add a little meat to the bones here, get to some path stuff, then tie it into this so we can get our drawings directly into OpenSCAD, because that seems like it would be pretty fun to do. If I do say so myself. Right, so let's mess around with this. Let's get bootleg in there and go from there. So let's go to, oops, Babashka examples. examples. Um, oh, I wonder if I could use this approach. Let's try this, actually. Let's try, what tools do I need for this? Into content XML. I wonder, let's see here. Let's have a peek. Please. Copy, paste. What? Sorry, I messed something up here. There. That's wrong. All right, I don't know if this is going to be right, but let's let's leave that alone for now. Let's do this. So if I do this, yes, def a as image to string of drawing.png. Now a is an SVG string, which, by the way, let's spit that to out.html and see what it looks like. There we go. Cute little thing. You can tell that that's it's like faceted, so it is traced, it is SVG elements. If I inspect this, for example, I can color this no fill blue, stroke green, stroke width 4, oops, stroke, no please, stroke width 4, 3, yeah, get the idea. So it's all editable right away. So the cool thing there is all I need to do is extract this path data into sets of points, and then I can pretty easily pop it into an OpenSCAD project. So I can draw things on my iPad or on a piece of paper even, trace it, pop it into OpenSCAD, and boom, you've got these sort of organic drawings to work with, which I think is super neat. And enough chit chat with that. Let's keep messing with it. Let's go try this one out. XML to hiccup of A. Let's have a closer look at this. I think I missed a step in the pipeline here. Oh, here, I need this XML/parse string, which then must come from Clojure data XML as XML. Let's see how easy that is to pop in here. I wonder, as XML. Oh, sweet, it worked right away. That's cool. Okay, so using that idea, I should now be able to do something where I do basically this. So let's try that. Oh, what? No, this is not right. Okay, whatever. let's just try this. XML slash parse string A. So it parses it. Is this gonna be good for me? This tag is weird. I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe I do have to do this namespace aware thing. Namespace aware false. There, that's better. No, kind of. Skip white space true. That's okay. Let me put a little note here from XML parse transform technique is from like this. Yes, good. Okay, let's keep going with this for a moment. So, yeah, so let's try it like this. Let's thread first. We just pop into here, XML slash parse string. Namespace aware false. Skip white space true. Let's give that a try. So if I do string to elements of A, oh, so that parses it, but now of course I want to pass that through XML to hiccup. Kind of. I mean, that's kind of right, but exactly wrong. That's very funny. Okay, so that's fine. I can. Oh, excuse me. I can fix this up. That's not a big deal. So, what does this give me first without doing that? So there's a content tag and an address tag. Okay, so this. Oh, that might have solved the problem there. There's a bit of a typo. I think that was a typo. Let's see. Well, let's see if I run. It does turn it back into an SVG. It looks, at a quick glance, it looks correct. That's pretty exciting. Okay, so now ugh. This should fail because I've gotten rid of the translate element. Let's see if that's true. Yes. Oh, centroid. Oh. Should also do this. Yeah, so that actually is a good thing. This should be changed to this. That should work now. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm just gonna get rid of this as well. Yeah. Okay, so using this string to elements works. Um, let's do this. So if I drop 2, that should get rid of the, that should, oops. Oh, sorry, I was wrong. I was thinking that would get me just the paths, but I must have done something incorrect. Right, drop. Oh, right. So it would have to be like this. I think that'll work. Let's see. Yes, it does. So if I count that, 4 paths. And does that make sense? 1, 2, 3, 4 paths makes sense to me. Right, so now that is, how do I do that next bit? Now, let's do there. So now we've got path. Okay, so here, path string to commands is kind of what I need to work on next. There's, yeah, let's take that from first of string to elements of A. First string to elements A. So B is this path, yeah. Oh, right, of course. So that's B. So let's do path slash path string to commands. Right, okay, so here, next step is to get in 1D B. Sorry, I wrote this in the wrong order. Get in B. Yeah, there we go. Goodness, this is confusing looking, but we're on the right track. So let me see. Let's do this. Define path to points. Before we do that, actually, let's do split path. So splitting a path would have to happen with something like this. If there's an M, that means move. So it's a new, that can be treated as a new chunk. Just thinking about this. These are all open paths too. They're not closed in any way, which surprises me a little bit, to be honest. Is that true? Let's see. Yeah, there's no Z at the end of these. A Z command would close it. It'd still be valid. I guess it doesn't matter in this case. I'm not going to worry about it too much. So split path should take a path element and return a list of all splits. So it could return the same element only in a list if there's nothing to split off, or it could contain any number of path elements, each of them being their own part of the thing. So let's let PS path string be get in path lm 1d that extracts just the string of the path, and then all we do is let's actually do this a little differently. So if I do B, it's a path, so yeah, it's got the key. So we do this, key props. PS, path string, is just D of props, like that. That's even easier. So then here all we do is we thread path string, whoops, through string split. Do I have string in here? String as string. Yeah. So string split, has to be the string and then the regex that you split on. So let's try literally the letter M. Did I seriously do this in the wrong order while I was reading it? I'm a goose. I'm a goose. Yeah, so that works. Right, so string split regex is the letter M. Then that's going to be a list of strings now, so I map that whole thing. Let's see. We can do that now by threading the result of that through map string trim. Let's see if this actually works. So far it kind of does. Oh, but I want to match and not replace. How do I do that again? I used to know how to do that. Let's see. Clojure string split keep the match. Here we go. Using lookarounds, one can keep the matching characters. That's what I want. So I want let's fix this up. It's something like this. It's question mark equals the set of characters inside there, which is just M. I wonder if I could just do it this way. Let's try that. Looks right to me. So we split on M and then trim it, and that looks all pretty good. Okay, promising. All right, now we keep thinking about the next stages. So the next thing to do here, obviously, is to need to put the path string back into the path. So in order to do that, I want to basically recreate the path element with the same properties, but I want to associate the new path string into the D portion of the props. So to do all of that, all I have to do is thread map assoc what am I doing? I'm doing this wrong. Let's change this up just a smidge. Let's start here with D of props, and then we go like this. So that's all inside the let. Okay, let's get rid of this assoc garbage. Okay, so now we've got PS, which is a sequence of strings, and all I have to do here is, so let's def C is first of split path B. So it's just one path string. So all I want to do here is assoc in. Let's give it a map is path, and then this has D whatever. So that's the map I'm associating into. The keys are 1D. Then I'm associating into that C. Yeah, that's what I need. Okay, that's exactly what I want. So let's take that logic and build it. So let's map assoc in K, oops. Oh, nope, this has to be props like this. So assoc into the existing structure. Into this. The result or the value there, and then map that over these. So that should, let's try that, split path B, 2 paths. That's promising. Cool, I love that. Okay. So now using that, let's try. So if I, so A, oops. A is the SVG as a whole. Let's do, so B is just one of the paths. So let's thread A through string to elements and then map that over map split path that'll work, right? Oh, we want to do mapcat though, don't we? Mapcat. So if I count that, it should be 8. 7. Oh, actually that makes sense. So the reason here, the outer path of this is 1, then the inner is 2, outer inner 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this is just a single loop, so that's 7. So that makes sense. So that's working. Oops. Here. So that's split path. So let's keep a little example of this here. So let's do instead of A, let's do drawing.png goes through image to string, string to elements, which then goes mapcat split path. So then you get a list of paths, which is nice. Now let's do one final thing. We gotta do define path to points. Take a path element. We'll do let commands be path / path, what was it again? Path / path string to commands. Oops. Okay, so that's the set of commands. And then map v input input. So this, I think, is going to be off by 1. I think. So let's say B is a path. So let's do path. Oh, first of all, actually, let's get first from split path B. So that's literally just one path. That's good. Let's do path to points of that. There's a list of points, kinda. Is that right? Yeah, that looks right to me. It's pretty cool. So then using that, now let's see if this actually is going to work. Let's do polygon. Should be able to run with this. So I should be able to effectively convert a path into a polygon element in this situation, and it looks like it does work, which is quite exciting. Only thing is I'm pretty sure I'm missing a single point, and that single point is the... Wait a minute, maybe I'm not. Actually, I think that might be good. So here, for example, M, the first point is this, correct? And then in this last point here is that, which is that there. Okay, I am gonna say that's sufficient. I'm just thinking about the risk of well, let's not worry too much about that stuff right now. I'm gonna be right back and then keep going with this. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep trucking along. So, let's do this in a quick and dirty fashion. Let's go like this. Let's get back into CLJ to SCAD here. Let's glom the rest of this on. So in order for this to work, I need to change up my... Oh, well, first of all, I also have to do this. Ugh, man, I'm gonna need to clean this all up. It's gonna drive me a little bit nuts. Okay, so let's keep this going. The goal here is to have the ability to take a PNG image and get it into an OpenSCAD workable state. So basically, PNG to SVG to path point data into SCAD. So I'm combining this work in progress script here into the CLJ to SCAD script and going from there. So things to do up here. Oh, Spartan spec I'm going to get rid of on this one. Don't need it, I don't think. And here, let's clean this up just a bit. Right, so we've got depths, we've got namespace, which I want to combine with this one. So I need these. I don't think I need combinatorics. Don't know why that's in there, but hey, whatever. Okay. I actually don't need this either. I do need path. I'm not sure if I need utils. Let's actually, I can do this. Yeah. Yeah. Utils slash. I do even have a distance function in there. Does this work? 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. Yeah. Perfect. So, in fact, this distance function I don't need here either. I can do utils slash distance. That should fix that up. And I think that should work. XML, Clojure string, Clojure Java, don't need Spartan, don't need combo. Got it, got it. Don't need it. Path utils transform, don't need hiccup. Yeah, that should be good actually. Alright, so let's try that. Looks good to me. Animation stuff goes here. Here we've got primitives, I guess, kind of. This, I don't think I need it, but I'll put it up in like a utils thing. Animation, split, paste, utils. So that goes actually up above that. Yeah. Primitives, image to Eden. Now this goes above that. And all we have here is to chop this and put that in a little CLI section. This to be improved. I want a mechanism to change what is mechanism to allow the user to make animations and or CLJ to SCAD files quickly and easily. Yeah, so that needs to improve, but that's okay. I'm in the REPL, it's not a big deal right now anyway. So line and line cube are part of the primitives. Image to Eden, image to SCAD is fine. So we've got a bit of a pipeline to work with here. So let's see. If I save this, I'd like to load this file and see what errors come up. Load file source / CLJ to scad.clj. String split issues, that makes total sense to me. I can fix that fairly easily though. Prims, CLI. One second here. Probably a utils thing? No. I don't understand. I missed it. It's right there, and I missed it. Okay, let's try again. Could not resolve symbol G. Yes. Right. Now that where is that? Search. Hey, Seeing B, good to see you. Knit Fidget has changed your name. Good to see you here. Thanks for letting me know that you changed your name. I'll do my best to remember the connection, but forgive me if I forget a little bit. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good time. It's always nice to see you in chat. I really appreciate it. Thanks. How are you? Looks like you're doing something interesting. Yeah, I'll if you give me a second, I'll give you a little bit of context there. How am I? In general, I'm doing really well. I am more and more comfortable having moved to Vancouver. I'm getting in the groove with streaming and making YouTube videos and stuff, and my other code work is going along nicely. So I'm feeling good. And yeah, today, so I've got, let's see, what's the simplest context here? So yesterday I was working on some scripting to help automate some video editing and to make animations automatically. And I'm continuing that today. I'm using OpenSCAD to do 3D animating of objects. And so here's a very basic example of an animation. It's a little, there's work to do yet, but this is a transparent video that I can just generate with some animate tools. What I can also do is draw, which this you may have seen before. This I just drew on my iPad, right? And I can trace it into an SVG. So what I'm doing is combining the drawing SVG lines with the line work in these 3D things to see if I can make some cool 2D to 3D animation sorts of things. So the pipeline is little iPad drawings to SVG, which you see on the screen right here, this, to what I'm working on now, bringing it into a 3D work environment where I can mess with the X, Y, and Z positions of all the points and maybe make some cool animation. So that's what's happening today. And I'm actually getting closer to testing out that stuff a little bit. So we'll see how it goes. That's really cool. Yeah, I think so too. I'm excited about it. Yeah, hopefully I get something good going here. I'm at the stage where, let's see, what do I have here? So if I do, one second. I'm in the right namespace. I have this path to points thing. So what I actually want to do is, well, first of all, let's actually see if this runs. It should. Yes. Okay, so that's promising. So what I just ran here, I ingested the drawing.png file, turned it into an SVG string, parsed that string into hiccup data, and then I split those path elements into their constituent path elements. So now what I can run is that same thing, except I'll add on to the transformation. I'll do one more thing, and that would be another, if I do map path to points over every one of the path elements in the list. Now I have a list of point lists, and now I can actually just tie that directly into making this here. So let's build that out into a full function. How do I want to... Let's call it drawing, I guess. I don't know, for lack of a better name. It's better than nothing. So we'll run this same pipeline basically, and then just tack on one thing at the end. Okay, so we just take file name, image to string, blah blah blah, all that, and then we map path to points. So now we've got a list of point lists, and now all we do is one more map. Oops. Please don't. There we go. Polygon, does that exist? Yeah, so polygon takes a list of points, right? Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I need. So all I have to do here is map polygon over the points list. Oh, and then finally union them together so they're a solid shape. So that's a start. This is gonna look wrong, but it should. I'll start with that, and then I have another thing I want to try next, which should be also pretty cool. Right, so let's do that. So if I do spit to cube.scad, the result of write scad of drawing of drawing.png. Yes, I'll reload the file. Okay, so this looks wrong because, oops. I wonder if I do difference. So this is wrong because they're all flat things and they're all inside each other, so you don't actually see the lines and everything. But this, you can see, is at a quick glance, it kind of, oh, it's probably in, I probably have it mirrored or something, but using this point here is kind of like, you can, it looks related at least. So on the right track, which is exciting. Let's do another one. Yeah, so here, since I did difference, all of the shapes inside this shape will be gone, but that is absolutely, I'm oriented wrong. I think it's mirrored, but that's absolutely this shape, which is pretty sweet if I do say so myself. So now let's make another one. Let's do, let's actually change this up here. So instead of just running this on Polygon, I want to build a new function. I'll call it polyline. Oh, I might be shadowing. Sorry, let me check. Polygon, polyhedron. Okay, we're good. So let's do polyline. I think that should be okay. Yeah, let's go with that. Right, so given a list of points, I want to create a polyline, which is just going to be a union of a bunch of these line objects. So let's do that. All I need to do is partition 2 by 1 the list of points. So let's let points be how does this work again? Conj. Adding a Z, adding Z to the points, because in SVG it's X and Y only, but there is, in this OpenSCAD context, a third dimension to work with. So I'll just append a 0 to the XY value so you get XYZ, and 0 is 0 nicely. But now that you have it, you can play with that value, right? Can mess around with it all I want. Although actually, let me not do that. I'm just realizing I would rather have polyline work with a set of 3D points right away, so I can manipulate the 3D points prior to putting it through the polyline pipeline. That actually is a bit better, I think. Right, so instead I'll do this here. Yeah, it's a little messy, but I'll allow it for now. These are my work in progress scripts anyway. They're not the final products. They're just useful to play around with. Okay, so assume we get a 3D point set in. What we can do right away is just union, apply union to the result of map line, apply line over partition 2 by 1 points. So that should work. And here, all I should have to do is map poly line to this, and then union it. Oops. This should work now. No? Oh, that was weird. Okay, let's see if that works. It does not. It's okay. We can work with this. Where is this going wrong? Let's see. Oops. Okay, I messed up somewhere on the line here. I think this is wrong. Oh, it is because let's Cloj it. Add Z, please. Add Z. There we go. So points. So this is a single list of points, and here I need to do map conj 0 points. So that add Z, which I'll just make it private for a little bit of that is what needs to go here, and that should fix that, I think. Let's find out. I'm sorry, what am I missing here? That works. Oops. Lists of lists of lists. Gets a little confusing. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Kind of. Yeah. Okay, so something is going wrong with this. Oh, that worked. What? I don't know what changed. But, okay. There it is. That is awesome. That is so cool. Oh, I love that. Okay. Nice. Yeah, I know. I'm stoked. It's so ridiculous. But I quite like this. I quite like it. So now I want to do another weird thing. Well, weird I guess is okay. Now what I want to do is take this animation. Let me think about how I want to do this just for a second here. There's one thing I'd like to do. If I go to this image, oh, I'm in the wrong script now. If I go here, I've got this recenter thing. I want to see if this will actually work the way I want it to. So let's add that into recenter takes a sequence, is the group, center calculates the center of the group of things, then you map the sequence through translate. Will this work? It might work. We'll find out. No reason not to try. Okay, so let's do this one more time. Oh, perfect. Oh my goodness, so easy. I love it when things start coming together like this. That's so cool. Oh, man, I love that. Okay. All right, so now let's bash that together with... Well, actually, first of all, you know what? Let's... No. That's fine. That's fine. If I reset the camera... Oh, there's a dot at the center that's wrong, but that's okay. I'll ignore that for now. Let's recenter this. Zoom out. The distance. Here, let's let's make a new animation here. draw anim, drawing. Frame rate 30, duration this, that's all fine and good. I do want to rotate it about this, but I don't want it to be this line cube thing. I actually want to run the function drawing, like I've done. But I also need to do another rotate of this whole thing. And I want to do that by thread last, rotate. Now this one is a single rotate. It's going to be X 90. So I just do degree to rad 0, 0. Oop. Okay. Let's do myself one little favor here. Speed up computation just a smidge. If I go up to the animate function, my brain, where is it? Here. This 200 is the level of detail. Let's pop that down to 50. Still probably more than enough, but let's do that. And let's see if I do animate, draw, anim. Let's see if I can get this to work. If this works, this is a pathway into really cool looking, weird little animation art projects. And it should work. Just gonna let it take a while, or sorry, it will just take a bit. Excuse me. So what it's doing is, for every frame in the animation, it's running OpenSCAD and calculating the whole 3D position of a thing. And in this case, the whole animation is just time steps from 0 to t based on the frame rate and the total number of seconds I want. So frame rate times duration in seconds equals the total number of frames. Then you smush all the frames together with FFmpeg at the end. But since each frame is generated with OpenSCAD calculating the object, it can be really slow. Like, this is certainly not the most optimal animation pipeline, but it is certainly a pretty cool one. At least as a starting point, it's pretty sweet. And if I improve or if I change up how I do, like, I can split paths and recombine them and turn combined paths into better polygon shapes so that I can do unions. And so for example, if I take one circle here, I can do outer path difference of the inner path, and then you get the proper shape, and then you can extrude it into a 3D object without, and you don't need, then you get more than just the line work. Did I call it draw? Drawing? So ridiculous. I love it. Oh my goodness. It's ridiculous. It's my favorite. Oh my goodness. So let's see. What can I do with something like this? I have the power now. Okay, I need to um, like it a lot. Yeah, thanks. Me too. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. Okay, there is one thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna adjust the camera's distance out a little more. So if I look here, right, as a rough approximation, so the viewport distance is zoomed out. If I zoom in to about 450, it's this close, which is the hard-coded value I've done here. But if I zoom out to kind of fit the whole frame, it's around 800. So I'm gonna just zoom this out to about 900, reevaluate that, and I'm gonna rerun the animation. Oh, one little tangent yet. I also, just for curiosity's sake, I do want to see what it looks like with white lines instead of black lines. I'm not sure that it'll look better, but I'll give it a try. Why not, right? Okay, so where was that? So you can tell, right? Like these are all of the little knobs and variables that I can change are kind of spread about a lot of different functions. So to clean this up into a nice, concise pipeline, I want to really streamline the design of the flow here so that I can properly expose the things I want to be able to change so that I'm not fumbling around in 8 different functions. So that's something to improve, but it's certainly doing the trick just fine right now. Okay, so the color of the lines is in the line function, which, all right, let's open this up. It's in primitives, it's in line here, it's this color. So this is 0R, 0 green, 0 red, 0 green, 0 blue. To make it white, I do the full 100%, so 111, and this one here is the alpha. So 1 is fully opaque, 0 is fully transparent. Just leave it fully opaque because that makes sense. Ooh, I also didn't evaluate the whole thing. There we go. Let's do whoops. Let's yeah, let's do that. Frame rate 30, duration 4, that all is pretty fine. Let's let that calculate and see what it looks like. In the meantime, let's see if I can do a different drawing. I want to just check. I'm going to do another simple drawing, but I'll still do another drawing to check that it's kind of working in general. Because why not, right? It would be cool as well to have a different mode where it, instead of detecting hard edges, like when I drew this mouth line, in my head it's a single line, right? It has variable thickness, but it's a single line. But the computer traces it and treats the outline of that shape as a single path. It would be really cool to build a different sort of algorithmic approach that looks at the pixels or the path data and turns it into precise line work. So if I draw a cube shape, that it actually converts grouped paths of lines into singular line elements and points. Like that would be, I think, a little challenging, but it'd be pretty cool. So let's try something like this. Oops. Okay. Let's see if this looks cool. Ooh, it's not. It doesn't look great. So, the chroma key needs some improving, or I can't rely on it for thin, light colored edges. It worked much better with the dark lines in it, which is totally fine. Let's, sorry, I just got to transfer this image in a second. Un momento, por favor. Almost done. Oops. This is a horrible drawing. Love it. I don't know why I care so much. It's just a test shape anyway, so. Okay, good enough. Good enough. Share the PNG. Drawing 2. Let's move from downloads, drawing 2. Oops. All right. So here we'll change this to drawing 2. Let's also change the lines back to their dark color. Line. Obviously, it would be fun, or it'd be useful to make a line function that lets you pass in the line color, or have it as like a global config or something along those lines could be useful, I suppose. Let's animate this. All right, let's see if the second drawing will be cool. Actually, what I could even do, if I make the line work have a color input, I'm already working with SVG path elements. The trace can track color of the elements, I'm pretty sure. So I can actually just extract the color from the SVG and apply it to the OpenSCAD stuff. So I could just have color work from drawing through to final product. So that would be an obviously useful thing to have. Now I need to check that that's actually the case, that it does track color for me. Yeah, actually, let's see if I can do something like that. Green is going to be the color that ends up being the hardest to use, because it might get the chroma key treatment. Green might be... I can change the default chroma key color to something that I basically never use as well. I don't know, I'll think about that. Not a big deal. But let's... I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway. Let's do share PNG. Drawing 3. Let's see what this looks like. You can't really see that. It did work though. It's totally, it's inverted, but so the drawing was, oh shoot, I might have just erased it all. 1 second. The drawing was this, CLJ rocks in a fake cube. So obviously what would be a sweet thing is if that cube that I drew, if it could be actual line data that I could somehow turn properly 3D. This is just a flat shape in 3D space. It's not the same, right? To make it actually 3D is a whole other ball game. But let's see. Is the background so dark due to the OS dark theme? So what it actually, here, maybe I can, let's see. It's dark because it's a transparent WebM. I'm trying to think of a quick way to combine it with a brighter thing. Let's do out.html. Let's do I have no idea if this is the right syntax. I don't think this is right, but oh, wow, that actually worked. It looks bad. So here, it looks bad because the lines are really thin and it's trying to chroma key a lot of stuff. It's harder to see in the other window because I was literally loading the WebM directly, and Firefox's default background is a dark one. So it was a low contrast situation, hard to see. You can see it clearer here, but you can see very clearly that the line quality is low. There's a few things going on here. One, I'm only using a 600 by 600 pixel image. 2, the line thickness is quite thin. 3, the chroma key values are not perfectly set yet. There's room to improve those. So all of those things combined kind of make the output a little bit bad, at least initially. Let's edit this to drawing 2. Oh wait, do I not have a drawing 2? I don't remember all the drawings I have. Anyway, doesn't matter yet. But anyway, that's the idea. See, it's funny, hey? It's a flat image, but when you're at this point where you can see the whole thing, you're kind of expecting it to be 3D when it rotates. So it really kind of messes with your head. At least it messes with my head. Just a bit. But this is a proof of concept that I can take a line drawing and get it into a 3D environment, which is already just very exciting for me. That's so cool. What I'd like to do well, what would I like to do? Let's try out.html. Let's spit the result of PNG, no, image to, what was the function called? Image to string of drawing3.png. Ah, that's too bad. So I have to, I think there's, it even ignored the red, so something's weird there. So now I have to figure this out. vTracer mode, color mode. Let's go vTracer, GitHub. There's a color mode, and I'm trying to remember how that works. Well, let's do this. See what this looks like. Hey, wow, it actually worked. Oh, that's sweet. Okay, okay. All right. All right. So, using that, what time is it? I have to go soon. I think I have to go in about 10 minutes. So I won't be here for too much longer. But it does look like I can get color, which is good. So I have this here, path to points. None of those are changing anything. So the next thing I'm trying to think of is how I could, instead of only having an SVG path be its outlines, how I could turn those point lists into a proper polygon SCAD on the SCAD side of things. So let's do that. And the way to do that is make a new function. So here, I should probably call this like lines or something, line drawing. And then here, we'll do normal drawing. I'll be right back, and I'll try to get this function done before I go, but I gotta quickly check something. Won't be long. All right, let's get motoring on this a little bit. I think I can make something pretty cool yet. The color thing I'll worry about another day. It's good that it's there. It won't be too hard to wire it up, but I'm not going to focus on that. I want to focus on this fill drawing approach instead. So what needs to change here is instead of doing split path and then each individual path like that, I have to do things just slightly differently. So recenter is good. Then I have up to this point, just thinking. Instead of map cat split path, I actually want to do map split path. And then I need a new thing, something like this, multi-path to points. No, let's... Well, what I know is... No split paths. That I can't do. This add z will be inside different function, or might not need to exist at all. Actually, for this, I don't need to do that. I need to do something a little different here. Here's what I do. So instead of this or this, I basically want a function that takes a single path map path to polygon. The names of these functions are confusing, unfortunately. Nope. That's right. Okay. So here, path to polygon. Let's actually make it a verbose name. SVG path element. SVG path element to SCAD polygon. There. And then a single path element is passed into the function, and then I can do a little bit of fancy dancy work on this. And so here I just take this horrible name, paste it here. No, not at all what I wanted to do. This here. There we go. Okay. So that should hopefully do what I want it to. Now here is where I do basically this set of things for a single element. So I can thread path element to split paths, split path. Then I've got sets. Then I have now a few paths that are guaranteed to be just a single line. So what I have to do there is map path to points, then map, map add z to make it properly 3D. Then here, instead of making a polyline, now I've got two sets of, oh, I don't even need to add z because it is, so the polygon function in OpenSCAD accepts two-dimensional points, so XY points, so that's okay. So I can actually just do this directly. So I've got the points list, so I actually just map polygon onto those. Then I can actually just difference that, and that should work, hopefully. Let's see what happens when I do drawing. Okay, it spits something out. So let's spit into cube.scad, write scad of drawing.png. Ooh, that's a no-go there. All right, well, that's good. All right, what happened? Let's see. Something looks wrong. Hmm. Oh, wait a second. Do I have to do apply? Uh, no, like this. Not sure if that's gonna work. No, no difference. I'm doing something wrong here. B still no. A no. That's fine. Well, let's do this. Let's do if I do this, drawing.png, should get a list of paths. First drawing of drawing.png. So A is just one path. Now I can use A to test this function, which I think is breaking or not working the way I was hoping. So if I do split path of A, I should define A to be not that path, maybe. Ugh. I'm being a little silly here. Let's do this. Okay. Split path A. Count split path A. 1. What am I missing here? Something's not right. Wait a minute. Maybe my recenter function's wrong? Oh, that's not the right. That's fine there. Count split path A. Still def A first. I don't know what's happening, unfortunately. Let me just sanity check something for a second. Spit this. Let's do a line drawing. Yeah, kind of. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. The color is... Okay. I have to change something. Yeah, okay. So the color stuff is going to change things around a bit, but so be it. That's okay. I can work with stuff like this. Now let's try def A. Count split path 2. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So let's now just run that again. CLJ to SCAD. Let's get this drawing thing back to a state where I think it'll work. Excuse me. Let's spit out. Yes, okay. That's what I was hoping for. Oh man, that's so cool. I love this. Oh my goodness, it's so great. I do need to mirror everything. Right? That would be probably the wisest. So if I multiply, if I rotate around Y by 180, that should get everything lined up the way I want. But I want to do that. Wait a sec. Let me see if that makes sense. I could also, if I actually rotate it 180 around X, that would look right. So either Y or X has to be multiplied by -1, basically. When I do here. Oh, wait a minute. I could do this. This should work. If I do this here, thread last, map, v star 1 -1. That should work. Ooh, no. This should also, this has to be utils like that. This should work, right? Why isn't it? Whoops. Right, I gotta do something like add Z. I gotta do defen flip Y. Flip X is fine. 2 points. Here we go. Map v star utils slash v star the vector times negative x and y. Map that over points. Map v that over points. No, map's fine, it doesn't matter. I don't think. Yeah, so then here, this should work now if I instead map flip x. Yeah, that should work. Let's see if it does. Yes. Good. Perfect. Now this and this. Oh. Do I have to flip X and Y? What am I missing here? Am I being silly? It's very possible that I'm being silly. There we go. Okay, flip Y is what I needed. Oh, yeah, perfect. It's a thing of beauty. Beauty. Oh, I love it though. That's so cool. Okay. Right, because what you can do at this point now, right, is I can take drawing and I can do stuff like extrude linear, height 10, and I can turn it into this whole object Like it's just a straight up 3D thing now. That is so cool. Oh, I love that. That's super fun. All right, I'm gonna call that good for now. I'm extremely let me just do one more. Let's only extrude it to a height of this. Let's do drawing 2. Clojure rocks, baby. Clojure rocks. Oh, so cool. Yes, I'm very happy with this. All right, that is a nice win for the end of this stream. I'm gonna get going. It's Tuesday today, which means I will not be streaming tomorrow. I take Wednesdays off for chores, for other important focus work, all that kind of stuff. I'll be back streaming on Thursday, and that's all I've got to say. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks if you're watching this after the fact. I appreciate that. I just am happy that people are into the channel and stuff like that, and I'm happy with the work I did today. I hope everyone has a good day, and I'll be back on Thursday. Have a good one.